Every day on the roads, we get to see very interesting looking cars. And I'm talking about body color to aesthetic mods and all that. But there's a thin line between doing it right and just being a bit too much. And that's what we're here to talk about today. I have with me the amazing JD of JD Auto Center. And today we're going to have a discussion where he educates us on what a proper car mod is and where to draw the line. I'm Miee, and you're welcome to another episode of the podcast On The Ride with me. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome to the Ride With Me channel. This is your one-stop channel for unprecedented information, unlimited fun, and everything more as you know it. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey, it's nice to see you again. Thank you for joining us today. So for this beautiful episode, we have, just like I mentioned earlier, popularly known as JD. His name is Daye. He's going to introduce himself properly, and he's going to tell us everything we should know about car mods, when to stop, what to do, what not to do, and what really is just, idiots. So to get right on with it, before we start, please do you know the drill? Do want to subscribe to the channel, share this video because everybody definitely deserves to see it, and yeah, let's have Daye getting right on with it. Hi Daye.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too.
Beautiful, bright and sunny Sunday.
Very, very sunny.
It's great to have you on the Ride.
Yes, great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See how Daye is looking all shiny and sparkling, just like the cars that he actually does. I'm jealous, please.
Oh, are you ready for an upgrade? We can give you an upgrade. We can give you a facelift.
Give me a proper upgrade though. But yeah, thank you very much for doing this with us. So just diving right in, I'd like for you to please give like a brief introduction of yourself. Tell them who you are, what you do, and yeah, just own it.
Okay, so I'm Oruwari Daye. I'm CEO, but I like to say I'm the head technician at JD Auto Center because the establishment doesn't run on one person. We've been doing this for about 10 years. Started off as something I used to do in school back then during strike. And we would fix people's cars, get paid for it, most of my guys. Then I got referrals from family members, and just like that, I grew into a business. I have a BSc Petroleum and Gas Engineering. I've trained because of customer service, I had to do a course at Lagos Business School for Entrepreneurship Management. I've always had a thing for cars and oil and gas for some reason. I think I'm in the car line because I was like, oh, I studied oil and gas. What's the thing that consumes petrol the most? My brain went to cars, and I just dived right in. so yeah, that's that majority about me. I like to have fun. I like to go on drives.
You like to have interesting colors of cars.
Yeah. I don't like boring cars.
Yeah, he likes to play around.
Yeah.
That's actually something I admire a lot. But I always play safe and just go with black.
No, I think black gets lost. Except it's a sports car, you just want it to blend in.
Okay, awesome introduction. Thank you very much for that. You said you've been doing this for 10 years?
Yeah, doing it for about 10 years now.
Okay, so this gives me the full-on right to ask you my first question for you.
Which is?
What is a good body mod?
Good body mod, I would say the car has to first be neat. Like, I don't believe in that thing where they say you can't modify cars. Cars have been modified since 504, 190 Benz, where people will change their steering, put the aftermarket ones that don't have airbags, sports wheels that you bolt on. You had the Mercedes Benz then that some of the bumpers don't have reflectors. So people upgraded from the Europe to America spec, so they'll change their bumper, put reflector. This is way back. Rims have always been there. So modification has always been there. So I would say good modification is let the car be neat. That's the number one thing. You can't be modifying car and screw that is holding your bumpers, and before you know, small thing, you can't even climb somewhere high because your bumper might fall off. You touch your bumper, is shaking, all in the name of modification. Your headlights they have like strap boost. They are looking in two different directions. You can't be saying because you want your car to look modernized or this thing, you now be driving around in a rickety car with new parts. So I think good modification, let the car just first of all be neat. Let it look decent. Let it look like what a fellow human being is driving. That's what I'll say decent mod is.
Okay, but you know that neat is relative.
In what way?
Some people may think, for example, let's cite a very common example.
Yes.
Let's think an ES.
Yes, 350. Okay, yes.
And then they put like quad exhaust sticks.
First of all, why putting quad exhaust? That's the first question. But even if you say okay, you want to do it, there are ways it can still be done that you see it and you'll be like, this is not bad though.
Yeah.
There are ways, it doesn't have to be the generic, but at least even if you go to your local panel every time, you say, bros, I want my car to have quad exhaust, you just go and buy one random
this tiny silver
thing, yes, and maybe 7,000. It just looks like an afterthought. It looks like you just went to the mall and you just said, let me buy this and fix on my car. That's how some upgrades look. Yeah, if you want to say you want quad exhaust, at least do your research, check pictures, do something decent, get a nice diffuser to go with the exhaust. And when you see neat doesn't hide, you know it's neat.
So moving on, okay, well, still on that, in a way, since we're talking about neatness, let's now talk about functionality as well. How do you balance these aesthetic mods with functionality? I mean, you see the likes of some people who fix wing spoilers on certain cars, but there's also now the question of, is this functional for your car? Are you actually trying to achieve the set goal, which is downforce? Or are you just fixing a wing spoiler that is doing something else completely different? So at what point do people have to consider functionality when thinking about mods, aesthetic mods?
So I think when people do some upgrades, okay, let's talk of the spoiler to be exact. I don't have much of a problem with it, but what I have a problem is when you put a spoiler and you're expecting the car to go faster, then that's delusional. That's, you have lied to yourself and the lie has come to manifest. Putting a spoiler on a car that you know, okay, I'm using my car in a normal way, I would say personally, I don't have an issue with it. You just see the car, like I said, it has to be neat. There's not, you see spoiler and the left side is forward, the right side is backward, the car is moving like a crab. Or it gives that impression. So that's why I said it still boils down to neatness. You can modify a car and put your spoiler, put your if you say you want to put fins, that's another thing. That's the one I have a problem with, fins. Someone who put like 10 fins. Calm down. Calm down. Like, so that's the thing. And also, it's not every car you put spoiler. Yes, there are the JDM cars that we know Supra. Okay, let's leave Supra since they call it a performance car. When you know a hatchback, like a nice coupe, there are cars you know a spoiler goes with it. But someone will just get like random cars and just put one bigger spoiler, then the rest of the car is even maybe in a classic form. It's not like the car has a sporty look, that you're doing sports rims, low profile, you're not doing all that. You just give it a comfort, yes. And you're confusing the car, literally.
Okay, so what about in terms of say other parts, not just the wing spoilers as well?
Okay, something like
body fenders, some people going extra white tires.
I would still say it depends on the car. Why I would say that is some cars, okay, let's use the most upgraded car now, I would say is Toyota Lexus. More of Lexus. You can't really upgrade Camry. When they say Camry, okay, yeah, Toyota Lexus is still in that family. And putting a white tire on some cars, you don't really need it. There was this thing when CLA 250 first came out, people were changing the factory rims to put that China rim. When you put it, it's to condemn your speed sensor. So before you know, someone will change rim and start telling you, my car is showing ABS light, and once it shows that ABS light, because speed sensor is not working, your steering becomes strong, and then you have somebody that is trying to change steering rack because but there was nothing wrong with his rack. So you see, that guy has already entered a deep problem when all he could have done is either get a direct Mercedes rim for CLA 250, but maybe a newer version, or a different, maybe the sportier version, work with the same tire diameter as was on the car. Or even if you want to go higher, you can go a bit there's a way tire diameters are calculated. If you are going from a 17 to an 18-inch rim, your tire should also move from 17 to 18 in terms of your weight. So people don't put all those factors into play. They just say, I want to change tire. They just get to market. Ogana, this one go work. This one fine well. They put, this is not working. Ogana will go do before you know they are drilling the rim to make hole for it to enter his hub. He'll turn his steering. Steering is touching some protector. Tire is steering some. So yes, you don't just upgrade because you want to. You have to at least, you as a person, do your own small research. If you go online, you're not the first to upgrade, you're not the second, you're not the third, you're not going to be the last.
Okay, so since we're mentioning the functionality part, let's also throw in the safety part.
Yes.
What role does or do these parts have to play in terms of safety? Right? Are they like? Let me just leave you to answer that.
So safety parts, where I think I have a concern is we get customers that come to us and say, okay, I upgraded my car somewhere and they did not do it well. Please, I want you guys to come and to check it. I want to bring the car over. Is those kind of jobs. The problem is when people come, they will act as if they've paid you the money they paid those other people. That's the manner in which they come. But whenever we now say, let's just see what has been done and how to rectify it. Onto the safety aspects, what we now notice is you remove bumper, you now see that something like there's this foam in front, like a crash foam. Yeah. You'll see that they've removed all those things. There is the crash bar in front. You can see that all those crash bar and they've removed it to just force a bump. Like you'll be surprised that all they needed to have done was some minor things, that's maybe modification, but instead they'll just remove everything, hang bumper. So in the case that person should have a crash or something, that car is compromised. I would use that word because you hit something now. Things that are supposed to even brace your impacts have all been removed. Sensors that work for airbag, you just see that all the wire, as they are removing the old bumper, they will drag all the wire, come outside. So things that maybe, you now see that someone is telling you that when I took it there, my airbag was showing, now it's not showing. And you're trying to explain to the person that this is your car like this, you better go back to where you're coming from. Let them even give you those sensors. You see that those things are not available. So that's why you hear most people say that if you upgrade a car, you get accidents, the person go buy all those kind of things because
the car is in a compromised state.
Most of the time, if not done well, it's in a compromised state. Also for safety, you have the issue of like tire, where someone will upgrade and go and put the other fake rim. That you enter a pothole, your rim will break, and from rim breaking, you can imagine the damage. The damage is uncountable. You can somersault. You can. You have people that will upgrade, and like I said, the headlights will be pointing in any direction he likes. So you can't even see in the night, and you're driving with that kind of a thing, and some people don't have an option, I would say, because when it happens, some people don't even know that it's not meant to be like that. Yes, they don't know. You have cars that will come and you'll be like, I got your headlights, it's not seeing well, and the person is telling you that's what the user is saying. You will not argue with the person. Where you see some people, they will upgrade their car, you can't flash the headlights. Once you put it on, it's permanently one stuff. You see some cars, the brake lights, as you're driving, you see brake lights is pointer is reverse. So it's unending.
And on the electrical side as well?
Yes, the electrical side, yes. Because most times people want to upgrade car, you got me your mechanic. I want to upgrade car. Mechanic is a mechanic. Mechanic is mainly engine. He can't supervise, he has his own work. So you now give him, you just gotta give one the wire, that one to do so you give panel. So at the end of the day, the car will not bring your car. He doesn't know what was done. Yeah. As opposed to taking your car to a proper place where they can check and you see that every department has they are responsible for the parts they handle on the car. So by the time your car comes out, the light is not working well, the electrical team is going into it, or the mechanical body, and there'll still be supervision in the whole process. It's different. It's totally different.
This is very interesting. Very insightful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the legal aspect of this news now. Are there like any legal considerations one needs to put into one needs to factor in, basically,
One needs to factor in legal in
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Legal. I think when people paint cars, change of color, for example, people paint their car, change the color. They always ask that one. I know for the legal aspect, they're supposed to have an affidavit, change of color from the either your license office stating that your car was this color and it was changed. Because if you are traveling, police should stop you. Particularly showing white, car is showing green. If you go laugh for station, go laugh for station. So that's for that. For upgrades, I believe that your VIN number is your ultimate identification for your car. It's like your fingerprints. Even if you go and do facial botox and facial recognition and this and that, your face ID cannot remember you. Your thumbprint to identify you. That's the way VIN number is. Even if you can't done through a VIN swap, if you want to know the VIN of that car, you will know the VIN of that car. Yeah, so VIN is the ultimate. So even if you say upgraded your car from 2015 to 2020, your VIN number is what stays it.
It's good that you mentioned this last thing you just mentioned now.
Yes.
Like, this is a question that what do you have any words for the people who request or people who carry out upgrades like 2002 to 2025? Like these cars that go from the past into the future.
Yes. Like I said, the way upgrade started, it's been there. I think there was a time where the major upgrade that was being done is Amazon. You buy maybe aftermarket headlights. Why I don't have a thing against upgrades so much is you look at the car like IS250 2009 2010 model. They don't make brand new parts for those cars. The ones brand new you see most likely is when I say China does not have to be bad, but some are bad. So the brand new you see is not there's brand new, but yeah, it's not OEM. God bless you, it's not OEM. So you have that. Then you have where you can just, like before Amazon, you would buy your headlights, you lens, you wire it is white instead of the traditional yellow. It sees more. It has LED, which is okay. So that when you talk of that kind of they call it retrofit, is acceptable. For the one you mentioned, cars upgraded in years, I still don't have anything against it so bad. Nigeria is not cheap. Like, things are not cheap. It has not always been, to be honest. So if you buy, for example, ML350 2013 now, you have the car, you say you now want a 2016. The differences are not that much, even from the factory.
No, so that one is different. Like, upgrading within the same chassis is fine.
Yeah, so like what kind of
That's why I said 2002. So imagine upgrading
2002 to
2025. So imagine upgrading a Land Cruiser.
Yes.
Like maybe LC200.
Okay, now I get you.
Do you understand? Like,
so for those ones, sometimes is it safe to say peer pressure? I don't know if to call it peer pressure or to say that the thing is, some people, the way upgrade works, some people, when we talk of generation, not the younger gen, some people upgrade at the older generation of people, and they're driving and they have the car at home. They probably bought it brand new 2003. They've had the car 15 years. They've passed it to their son. Son has passed it to the other son. Car just their house. They now look at the car. What can I do with this car to make it modern? Reach out to us for those cars. We will usually advise you, make that car very neat, because eventually now they are turning to classics. Yeah. The way everybody has gotten tired of BBL, technically the same way people are getting tired of upgrades. There are cars now that we don't see like that, like the one you mentioned, like the Prado 2002, 2003. And if I see that car in its original 2003 form, with that tire at the back,
exactly,
and from the last glass you can see the back seats folded up.
Yeah. It
gives a very pristine
retro
vibe. Yes, but when you see that same car that they've upgraded to 2014, you will just look, because you can still see the padded. It's not okay. Yes, it's not. It doesn't. It shows it was upgraded.
Okay, we're going to revisit this. Okay, so it's good that you mentioned these things, because now I want to touch resale value. How do upgrades affect resale value?
I think there are two angles it touches from: the Tokumbo and the Nigerian used.
Okay.
The Tokumbo, that Tokumbo is, I think, bastardized now, because I don't know, when we talk of buying a Tokumbo car, I think it's like buying a direct car that, you know, okay, this is the car you want, 2020 Camry, and they bring it to you like that. 2020 Camry, untouched, clean title, you know. And then there's now where Tokumbo has, they'll bring salvage and upgrade and sell as a newer model.
Okay.
I believe that when you look at those two here, you find out that the one that was upgraded has more value. But ideally, the direct Tokumbo is supposed to have more value.
Okay.
So that's an angle. Then when you now talk of it from the Nigerian used factor, you want to buy a car, Nigerian used upgraded. I think that's when you now look, okay, if I had bought a Nigerian used that is Nigerian 2020 Camry that is not upgraded, and the one that is upgraded, I think the upgraded one may now tend to have more value, because if you want to upgrade your own, you will spend that money. But it still boils down to one thing: how neat was it done? If it's a very neat job, I think it's allowed to have value if it's neat, but not where you look at this car and you know that, in fact, you have to still do the body work again, then value can't go up. Value can go up.
That's a very interesting perspective to look from, because asking the same questions to a couple of other people, they said that due to the genuinity of certain parts used for the upgrades, that cars actually reduce in value.
Okay, so some cars, like I say, it still depends on the car, but some cars, their follow parts are worn out. We're not, if you're talking of a car that is like 5 years old, all these laws you're saying apply, but not a car that is 10, 15 years old.
Okay.
2008 Camry. The normal one comes in yellow bulb, like I said, and it sees quite alright, but you need something that sees more. So you now have, you now see someone that he has bought halogens. So that's why this upgrading really started from a place of like headlights, wanting to see better. There's this normal bumper, you're trying to move to the sports version. Your normal screen is not okay. You say you want to put an Android screen. Those are necessities. Like the Android screen is a necessity. So those kind of things, it now depends on you saying, okay, I don't need it. Then you can just buy a normal one that doesn't have all those features. So you see features like that now, it's a more of a, it's better to have. It's better to have. And like I said, it still boils down to the cars. Like BMWs, everyone knows there's all this upgrade and code, they don't tolerate it.
Yeah.
They don't tolerate it. So
okay. Yeah, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
So now on behalf of the people who are looking to upgrade their cars, but they don't know where to go, how can one know who a good bodywork specialist is?
You can still have a good bodywork specialist, and if you don't have good taste, nothing will come out of it, because they will tell you what to do, but in your mind, either they want to cheat you or you know better than them. So it's not by even going to a good bodywork specialist. You as a person, are you good to your car? Do you want the best for your car? Those are the first questions. Some people just want the cheapest thing to move forward.
Okay.
It's not everyone that is looking for a good job. You get, it's not everybody. Everybody ideally will say, I want, but in reality, when they get what they want, are they ready for what they were after? So good body work person, we do body work, but we can't do all the cars in even Etiosa alone. So there are various body work. There are people we know who we can say send cars to, and because they will do their own due diligence, after upgrading lights, they'll test the bulbs. You see, you get that kind of it. Like, there are basic things you test. So even if you take your car to a normal person and the guy brings it back to you, yourself do your checks, go around the car. It won't take you, bend down. You don't be saying waist pain, bend down, go under. Check, you get what I'm saying? Like, check everything properly. It's not like rainy season will come and you just enter small water, bumper has gone. So good is relative. Good is relative. There are people that will weird places that you will drive to in bush, and they will give you excellent, amazing jobs. Excellent jobs. If you ask, are they good? Yes, they are good, but so a normal person, if you thought that let's go and upgrade your car, they say no, I can't do. So there's no good. I think it just has to do with you yourself as the car owner, what you want, how far you're willing to go. So Mr. A gives you a bill of 2 million. Mr. B gives you a bill for that same upgrade for 1.5. You just look 1.5. You're not asking. You're not even bothered to know, okay, what is the difference in this? What is exactly? Is there something like these engine protectors on that car? Some people upgrade cars and something as simple as that, they don't put it. Sometimes you tell the owner that your sound protector is worn out or your engine tray is worn out. It starts to look like you're trying to rip them off. It starts to give off. I came here for just to. At that point, what do you do? And we, for one, for cause of standard, if we see that we're trying to give you the best and it's causing too much friction, we can tell you gotta do your upgrade and bring back or something. Go. But if you bring it back, we'll still charge you labor if it's not okay. Yes, we will charge you. Because most people think it's just the parts that is the major thing. Things like bolts, small, as I said, it's the smallest things that matter. Connection, someone melts wire, here car caught fire because of upgrade. Yeah. If you go and check what happened, you see that it's just a small thing. Someone put a bulb that didn't check whether the thing was keyed properly and it melted the sound protector, the fog light melted sound protector caught fire. You hear something like that, it's not necessarily the car just exploded because they did an upgrade, no.
All those small things that were neglected. So it boils down to being careful, basically.
Yeah, quality control. That's quality control.
So now, this is another very interesting question.
Yeah.
What car modification would you never do?
Never do.
Yeah. Both from a personal perspective and a business perspective.
I would still say like, and so I don't know. I like to speak within my geo zone, like at least what is within my reach and what I see the most, and what I know that I know that this upgrade is still not. It's not just nice. I'll still say it's those, like you said, the 03, 02, Toyota Hilux and co to the newer ones. Reason being that you just know, I don't know, you just know it. You just see the car, you know that. Yes, it's if they bring 10 of them are off. It's true. No matter how neat you still see it, it still looks off. Also, by the time you check the inside and outside, it's two different cars. Another upgrade is I've not done and I don't really recommend is the S classes, upgrading those 2007 S class to 2020. Reason being that those cars are problematic. The engine is strong, but the electronics in those cars are too much. That's part of that was why those cars, you see that most time they are parked. So by the time you upgrade the car, and you're still going to be dealing with the balloon problem. Those are the old balloon technology. The new ones, you see that they rarely have issues. If it's bad, it's the balloon. Those ones, you have the balloon technology that always keep the car grounded. Or you now say you want to change to coilovers. It still has the issue of electrical. Those cars always drain battery. Those cars have problem with ECU. Then you now add more electronic components. When something goes bad, you cannot go to the market and buy it. Their interior, you can't go to the market and buy it. If, for example, one of your doors is not working, you can't. They'll tell you that they are selling the complete set. That's what they'll tell you. And for me, it's like a rip-off. When we order parts, we make sure we have our supplier. We can always complain. So this thing is not working. No, we always come to a compromise. Even if we need to buy it back, we would buy it from them. They can sell one piece to us. But if we're not the ones that bought it and someone walks in and says, something is not working after I've upgraded my S class to 20, we don't even know where we'll buy it from. We cannot tell our manufacturer to supply us a parts for an installation we don't know the source. So that thing inadvertently is like, once you upgrade, you live with that car till every component packs up, and you can't basically it's just you can't correct it even with money. Even if someone is correct, so that kind of a thing. So those kind of upgrades, we're very wary of them. We're very wary of them. What other upgrade I won't do? For now, those basic, those basic. There's some upgrades that are just, to me, it's like how they say, it's like forbidden. They're like,
Exactly.
yeah, they're like forbidden. Just use your car. People have this idea that because a car's year is old, it means it's old. No, some cars are still classy.
So far, they're timeless.
Yeah, I still like the W204, the C300,
That
the
W2 chassis is amazing.
amazing. Yeah. So you see that most people have now left the basic one. That the basic one now is hard to see. So it has now become more like a demand kind of thing. Yeah.
I didn't think I'll hear that, but
Yeah.
okay. And then, are there any current car body mod upgrades
Yes.
or trends rather that you wish would just die forever?
Upgrade trend. So for me, I still feel it's still about just people not doing body upgrade and expecting performance. You cut your exhaust, is making noise. Doesn't mean that your car is faster. Like just that mindset, I think it's not necessarily the upgrading, because I see some upgrades that I'm like, this is neat too.
Yeah.
This is neat. This is neat. So that's why I said it's not necessarily condemning upgrades, but it's just don't have a mindset that because you've changed your rim now, your car is faster. Or your car has more horsepower. Because of that, you want to be racing G. You want to be racing another car. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
use your car. We've had people that would come. I have customers that like modifications. It's if you grew up playing video games, Need for Speed. You grew up watching Transformers. You grew up watching Top Gear. You have a car flair.
Yeah.
You may not necessarily have the finance to buy a performance car, but still do it within your limits. You have people that, okay, you want to upgrade, you will like AMG, you want to upgrade your car to have an AMG body kit. Those are another one that have problem because you are stressing the car. You now make the car lower. Our roads now that are bad, AMG has air suspension. You press, if you get to bad road, you lift the car and you go your way. You've gone to put your bumper, you cannot lift your car. You now so that's why I said some upgrades are like afterthoughts.
Yeah.
If you're upgrading from a C300, they have the comforts, they have the sports trim.
Yeah.
You are within reach. Your C300, you say it doesn't have your 205, W25 C300, you say it doesn't have halogen lights. You say you want the LED. So yeah, that's why I said it's come from a place of maybe you got the car cheaper. It's allowed, but let it be done well. Let it just be done well.
Okay, that was really awesome. So
Yeah.
at this point, I think I'm out of questions. So I'm just going to give you the room to be flexible and maybe talk about something that I didn't highlight that you'd like to share. So final words.
Final words. Okay. I think everybody should know their car. Everybody should try. It's most people have come to this point where their car, it just feels like once they give their mechanic, go and fix. Ideally, it's meant to be like that. You give your mechanic your car. If you're not giving a reputable mechanic, reputable in the sense that accountability, most people do something and they are not accountable. You've gone to do your car somewhere, they've done nonsense on your car, you cannot take it back to them because you know they will not answer you. You're not trying to put that problem on another person, so come and clean up your mess. And in that way, you're not even trying to you're still not trying to be logical with what you're doing. You're not trying to say, okay, this is my car now, how can we take it back to a place where I have peace of mind? You're just saying, put this, and they're telling you it's not everything you put. You are not hearing. You have people that will just go to Ladipo, they will just park their car, they bring rubber for them and say, this rubber now for windscreen, put it. This thing now for this thing, they will just gum something to the fender. This thing did the hood scoop, they will just bring one aftermarket hood scoop. Put the car is not looking like shrine.
Wow.
You can't, you know the truth. You can't just go and some people just upgrade car for because it's available. Put sticker,
Yeah.
put man, it's a lot. Like That's why I said it's still about neatness. No one says you can't modify your car to look different. Everyone likes a car that stands out.
Yeah.
Everyone likes a car that stands out. Not everyone. Some people say they want their car to look generic, but I personally, I like that. At least if I see my car and I see that same car, someone else has it, I can see my own and still be like, it could be, this my own. In fact, when a person sees my own, you'll be like, this your car looks,
Exactly.
yeah, something you compliment. Not everyone is big about cars. You also have people that will buy a car and they just don't care. It's that way they bought it, they will use it. If you're telling them upgrade lights, they don't know what you're saying. They can't relate.
They just want to move from point A to point B.
Yes. You also have people who have money, they'll buy brand new, they'll use it 4 years. When people are upgrading, they are upgrading the car, not the lights. So there are different personalities, but all in all, let's have a community, or let's have a country where at least when we're looking at cars, it's not like an eyesore. You have people who spend money on the important things before you say you want to be doing body modification at your engines. You say you're cutting your exhaust. Is your car smoking? You cut the exhaust for a car that is smoking, and you're revving and it's pouring black smoke, and you're still there saying it's the turbo for a car that does not have turbo. So that's why I said it's unending. But at least, at the very least, let's have a scene where cars look neat. That's just all I'm after. Cars looking decent, because it's a reflection of you. Your car is a reflection, whether you like it or not.
I'm joking, but your car really is a reflection of who you are.
Yes.
See, I can't express my excitement for all of the information that we've gotten from Daye on this episode. It's been nothing but eye-opening, very insightful. I've learned so many things that I didn't even know before. I am sure you heard all my but yes, thank you so much.
You're always welcome.
You're
always welcome.
With me. I really do appreciate you. And yes, your words are very, very key, very important. A lot of people don't actually take into consideration some of the things that they do with their cars, and some of them make uninformed decisions. Yes, just like you said, they could be in the market and somebody just brings something and they just put it in. So yes, I really do appreciate that you took time out to educate all of us on the right things to do, what to know, what we need to know, what to do, what not to do, and all that. And I hope you too as well did get a lot of information and learn very many lessons. And so thanks to you again, Daye. And thanks to you who have watched this very episode. I'm going to be leaving the links to Daye's social media profiles. And if you're looking for someone for consultation, anybody who does amazing body work, JD Auto Center is here for you. They won't turn you back. Unless you have like a weird request,
Well, put a weird request. As far as it's decent and it's going to be neat.
Okay. But if it's not neat, sorry.
No.
But yes, thank you once again. Please, I know you definitely like this video, so please do well to give me a thumbs up, share, and if you haven't yet, please, it's about time. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will see you in the very next episode. I am Miee, your host. Cheers.